Hey there, Brain Explorers. Today, we're going on an adventure inside your head to discover how your amazing brain forms habits and how you can use this knowledge to end procrastination. But instead of just talking about it, we're going to follow the journey of Sarah, a 12-year-old girl who's about to learn a valuable lesson about habits. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Meet Sarah. She's smart, funny, and loves to play video games. In fact, she loves them so much that she often forgets to do her homework until the last minute. Sound familiar to anyone? One day, Sarah's teacher assigns a big project due in 2 weeks. Sarah promises herself she'll start right away and work on it a little bit each day. But as soon as she gets home, I'll just play for 30 minutes, then I'll start my project. Can you guess what happened? Yep, Sarah played for hours, completely forgetting about her project. A week goes by, and Sarah still hasn't started. She's falling into a habit of procrastination. But what's really going on inside her brain? Let's zoom in and find out. Inside Sarah's brain, we find 3 key players in the habit-forming process: the nucleus accumbens, the prefrontal cortex, and the basal ganglia. Let's meet them. First up is the nucleus accumbens, or as we like to call him, Reward Ricky. He's all about feeling good and getting rewards. Reward Ricky, video games are so much fun. Let's play more. Next, we have the prefrontal cortex, aka Planning Polly. She's in charge of decision-making and planning. Planning Polly. But what about the project? We really should start working on it. And finally, meet the basal ganglia, or Habit Harry. He's the one who turns repeated actions into habits. Habit Harry, don't worry, I've got this. Just keep doing what feels good, and I'll make it automatic. Now, let's see how these 3 work together to form Sarah's procrastination. When Sarah gets home and sees her gaming console, Reward Ricky gets excited. Reward Ricky, ooh, video games. That'll be fun and relaxing after a long day at school. Planning Polly tries to intervene. Planning Polly, wait a minute. We have that project to work on. We should do that first. But Reward Ricky is pretty persuasive. Reward Ricky, come on, just a quick game. We deserve it. Sarah gives in and starts playing. As she does, her brain releases a chemical called dopamine, which makes her feel good. Habit Harry notices this pattern. Come home, play games, feel good. Habit Harry, I see what's happening here. Let me make this easier for you next time. And so, day after day, Sarah follows the same pattern. Each time she does, Habit Harry strengthens the connections in her brain that lead to this behavior. Before Sarah realizes it, she's formed a habit of procrastination. Now, as soon as she gets home, she automatically reaches for her game controller without even thinking about it. But habits aren't always bad. Let's fast forward a bit and see how Sarah learns to form a good habit. Sarah's project is due tomorrow, and she hasn't even started. She stays up all night to finish it, feeling stressed and producing low-quality work. The next day, Sarah's teacher notices how tired she is and asks what happened. Sarah explains her procrastination problem. Teacher, Sarah, I think I know how we can fix this. Let's talk about forming good habits. Sarah's teacher explains how habits work in the brain and suggests a plan. Every day after school, Sarah should work on her homework for just 15 minutes before playing any video games. Sarah, only 15 minutes? I can do that. Let's see what happens in Sarah's brain now. When Sarah gets home, Reward Ricky still wants to play games. Reward Ricky, come on, let's play. But this time, Planning Polly is prepared. Planning Polly, hold on. Remember our plan? Just 15 minutes of homework first, then we can play. Sarah sits down and starts her homework. At first, it's a little tough. Reward Ricky, this isn't as fun as gaming. But as Sarah completes some of her work, something interesting happens. She starts to feel good about her progress. Planning Polly, see? Doesn't it feel great to get things done? Reward Ricky, hey, you're right. This does feel pretty good. Habit Harry is watching all of this. Habit Harry, interesting. Let me strengthen these connections too. Day by day, Sarah sticks to her 15-minute homework routine. And guess what? It starts to become easier and almost automatic. Sarah, you know what? I think I'll work for another 15 minutes. I'm on a roll. As weeks go by, Sarah's new habit gets stronger. She's finishing her homework on time, feeling less stressed, and still has plenty of time for video games. She's even started getting better grades. What have we learned from Sarah's story? Let's recap. 1. Habits form when we repeat actions that make us feel good. 2. Our brain has different parts that work together in forming habits. 3. Bad habits can form without us realizing it, but we can also create good habits on purpose. 4. Starting small, like Sarah's 15-minute rule, can lead to big changes over time. 5. When we form good habits, we can reduce stress and improve our lives. Remember, your brain is constantly forming and reinforcing habits. The good news is, now that you know how it works, you can use this knowledge to create habits that help you, just like Sarah did. So, what habit would you like to form? Maybe it's reading for 10 minutes before bed, or drinking a glass of water when you wake up. Whatever it is, remember, start small, be consistent, and soon your brain will make it a habit. Thanks for joining us on this adventure through the habit-forming brain. Until next time, keep exploring and happy habit forming.